back to Afternoon Express, and I had to call on some extra hands in the kitchen. We've got Saxy's Te joining us. Welcome. Now, Lalela Tumi, Saxy's Te gave herself a 12 out of 10.
I'm not 3 times of fun here. It's 12 out of 10 out of fun.
Says Tule Sobon. I'm excited for this next dish because we're making an easy summer gazpacho with muesli crumble. I love it when a dish sounds fancy, but it's actually pretty simple to make. And nothing makes me feel better in the kitchen than when I'm spoiling the soul with something delicious, but also treating the heart with something healthy. And this dish does that perfectly. Domi, it sounds so great, but I mean, break it all down.
Soup in summer. I mean, imagine if you could do that. Soup in summer, refreshing. Ste, have you ever heard of gazpacho? Okay, so a gazpacho in essence is like a cold soup made of raw veggies. In most instances, the general one is made with tomatoes. That's the base of it. And then you add a couple of different other vegetables to it just to give it a nice body, to give it flavors and so forth. You've got the juiciness from the tomatoes, the juiciness and the water content in cucumber make it perfect for this. But my suggestion whenever you're going to make a dish like this, put them in the fridge overnight so that when you do blend it, you can blend it immediately and eat immediately.
Okay.
Okay.
So that you don't have to wait for it to chill again. It needs to be cool.
Nice and cold. Imagine a nice summer day and you're eating something as refreshing as this. So I'm going to start adding the ingredients to it in here. All I'm doing is I'm adding some tomatoes that I've cut into big chunks. In fact, I'm going to do it the opposite because I remember I told you the one time, whenever you add things into the blender, it is important to make sure that closest to the blender or closest to the blade are the stuff that is most liquid so that you work your way up. So I'm actually going to start the other way around. I'm starting with my coriander here. I'm going to add it into the mixture. Then into that, I'm going in with some red peppers. If you wanted to add a different variation, you're more than welcome to, but I love the earthiness of coriander and the flavor that it brings to this. I'm adding some red onion. Everything is going in whole and everything is going in raw. If you wanted to cook it, I feel like it would help in terms of the sweetness of the ingredients, but it is best to leave it raw because you want the freshness of those ingredients. And if you don't want garlic, you're more than welcome to leave it out and even add maybe spring onion if you want a lighter flavor.
Okay, I mean, Saxy's Te, have you been able to try isopo, el bandai, or do you only know warm soups?
It's always the first time, so I'm willing to try.
Yes, that's what it's all about, being open-minded in the kitchen. And on this station, what are you going to have Saxy's Te do?
Saxy's Te, I'm going to ask you to make the crumble for us, right? So in front of you, you've got a nice pan that's been heated up already. The butter into the pan, and then we're going to let it melt down. Once it's melted, sifaga is sage. That's going to go into our pan. And I'm guessing, you've never, I'm not sure if you've ever tried to eat muesli as a savory dish or in a savory dish before.
Never.
Same here.
Yeah, first time.
All right.
Well, I've never even heard, I can't even imagine.
It's so interesting, you know?
Absolutely. Adding something with real nuts and real seeds into the soup, that kind of makes sense for me.
That's the perfect part about it. You know that from this brand, you're going to be getting something that's great for you. Not only is it tasty, but you're going to be adding something that's got real product. We're talking about real seeds, like you said, Bali, real nuts going in there. And you can actually start adding your sage into the Te, because what we want is that when the sage hits there, it's going to start bubbling up and releasing its own essence.
So what do you call this?
Sage.
Oh, it's a
It's not just, it's actually one of the most, it's a widely used herb. Yeah, but is fry, and then you can start adding your muesli into there, about a tablespoon or 2.
Twitter uzoba impressed. Really? I'm telling you.
You think social media is going to be buzzing?
Listen, Chris Excel,
So you're getting 12 out of 10.
Iyo.
So, Tumi, is that enough?
That's enough, yes. Because all we want is we want a beautiful texture, crunch at the very top of our gazpacho. Into it, I've already added as well some of our cucumber. I'm adding just about 3 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. And then some olive oil goes into this because that's going to be the binding agent into this mixture. But another thing is that it actually makes it slightly creamy as we blend everything together. So like I mentioned in here, we've got tomatoes, we've got our coriander, we've got cucumber, and we've got the garlic and onion. So I'm going to just mix it up.
And not only does it look yummy, I mean, Saxy's Te, you've heard it that way. Here's the taste. It tastes absolutely delicious. At the end of the show, you're going to be able to have your own taste. But I've just, you know, the sharpness of that garlic is actually perfectly paired with the creaminess and the silkiness of that olive oil as well.
Correct.
The freshness and the sweetness of the tomato. Wow. Absolutely stunning. You don't need to be told, you already know.
That's
Okay.
14 months.
Perfect,
No,
and that's
stunning.
perfect. Yeah, that's ready to be done. I'm just gonna blitz it all up and then we'll just pour it on the very top of our...
Okay, well, Tumi, just now, not now, during the ad break, finish up that soup. We'll add this beautiful topping just for that addition of crunch. But listen, South Africa, if you would like to get your hands on this delicious recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. I think I'm going to finish this right now.
What's beta-glucan? Hello, do you know what beta-glucan is? What is beta-glucan? No one knows what beta-glucan is.
Beta-glucan is a natural fiber in jungle oats that helps lower cholesterol and keep hearts well.
Jungle, do life with heart.